Quick Electronics 101. What is a diode? To begin with, we need to know what is the purpose of a diode. There are a lot of different types of diodes, and today, I'm going to explain them in the simplest way possible. A diode is defined as a two-terminal electronic component that only allows current to flow in one direction only. If we are going to imagine a water pipe or a swing valve installed on it, as the water flows through the pipe, it will push open the swing gate and continue to flow through. However, if the water changes direction, the water will push the gate shut, which will prevent the water from flowing. Therefore, because of the swing valve, the water can only flow in one direction. This is very similar to a diode. We use diode to control the direction of current in a circuit. As you can see here, if we connect the diode to a simple LED circuit like this one, we see that the LED will only turn on when the diode is installed the correct way. And that is because the diode allows current to flow in only one direction. Depending on which way the diode is installed, this will act as either a conductor or an insulator. In order for a diode to act as a conductor, the stripe at the end of the diode must be connected to the negative, and the black end must be connected to the positive, and that allows current to flow. We call this the forward bias. But if we flip the diode, it will act as an insulator, and the current will not flow, and we call this a reverse bias. Now, how to choose the right diode for your next project? If we look at the diode, we can see the numbers and letters printed on it. Those printed numbers and letters will help us to identify the diode and will also help us to find the technical details of it online. The diode has an IV diagram that looks something like this. I stands for current and V stands for voltage. This diagram plots the current and voltage characteristics and forms this curved line. This side is how it should perform when acting as a conductor, and this side is when acting as an insulator. What you're seeing right now is that the diode can only act as an insulator up to a certain voltage difference across it. If you exceed this, then it will become a conductor and allow current to flow. If this happens, it will destroy your diode and probably your circuit too. So, you need to make sure the diode is sized correctly for your next project. Now, how can you tell if a diode is in good condition? We need a diode and a multimeter. In your multimeter, put it on the diode setting. After that, connect the black probe to the end of the diode with the stripe, and then connect the red probe to the opposite end. If we do that, we should get a reading on the screen. For instance, this diode gives us a reading of 0.586 volts. That is the minimum voltage it takes to open the diode and allow current to flow. Now, if we flip the diode, we should get OL, which means outside the limit, and that tells us that it's not able to make a measurement. And that is also a good thing because it means it can complete the circuit. So the diode is doing its job. If we get a reading connected on both configurations, then it only means that the component is faulty and shouldn't be used. If you have no electronics component yet, you can visit Tinkercad.com and try to experiment with the diode there. And as always, keep learning and have fun. Bye!